How's it going? Welcome to poker vlog number 27, and this is the amazing view from the new parking lot. That's the VIP area, so I gotta take advantage of that, and definitely the audio is way better over here. So quick updates. It is early. Before when I'd come play, it'd be dark, so definitely feels nice coming during the day. And one of the reasons is because I got kid number 3 on the way. Wasn't planned, but super excited about it now that it is. And because of that, I am going to be trying to play more hours because we're going to get a babysitter to help out with that. So yeah, we're going to have to make more money, and that means more hours since there's not a bigger game going on around here. I thought about that before, maybe trying to get a private game going on, because definitely if I could put the people together, they'll open one. But definitely my bankroll isn't that big yet to play 5-10 comfortably, since it's usually 3K max buy-in. So I'll just try to put more hours in the 2-5, and like that, hopefully we could build a bankroll, and maybe in the future we could try to get our own 5-10 game going on over here. That would be a pretty cool goal. So yeah, all together, let's head on in. It's pretty early. It's a little after 5 o'clock, so there may not be a 2-5 going on yet. So let's play some 1-3, and there's a promotions going on today. We haven't hit any yet this month. First time we hit no promotions, but I can't complain. Last 3 months I was sunrunning them like crazy, so yeah, things have to balance off. So yeah, it is what it is. Hopefully we could at least win one maybe today. That'd be nice. So yeah, that's it. Enjoy that beautiful view, and let's play some poker. All right, now that we're all up to date with our life, let's get to playing. There's already 2-5 going on, but it is full, so we'll have to play some 1-3. So we're buying for $300. We have the extra 200 just in case we have to add on, and let's jump right into the first hand. We're straddling under the gun in this first one. We're looking at pocket sevens. It folds to the small blind, who calls. So does the big blind, so I'm going to raise here. I make it $30, and only the small blind calls, so heads up to a flop. Flop is ace, ace, queen. So interesting flop. Sure, he could have some aces, maybe some small suited ones that just wanted to see a cheap flop, so he didn't raise himself. But altogether, I think a small bet makes sense here, since we have plenty of aces or even queens that we put out a bet, and our pocket sevens are still good against a lot of his hands and need some protection. So I make it small. I make it $15, and he calls. Turn is not the best. It's another queen, so our pocket sevens get counterfeited. So I think now we got a bluff here, since I don't think 7 high is good here. And again, I have way more aces than him, and I think we could get away with a pretty cheap bluff, since if I do have an ace, I would probably want to bet small, trying to get all of his queens to still hold on, or maybe if he has a non-believing king high. So I make it $35, and thankfully this time it does get the job done, since he does fold, and we take down the first pot of the session with a bluff. We get an upgrade in this next one. Pocket queens in the hijack. Under the gun makes it $16. Under the gun 2 calls, so I 3-bet. I make it $65. Now things get kind of interesting, since under the gun puts out 45, and the dealer lets him know that there's 65. So he kind of asks, what do I do now? And the dealer just lets him know, or you put 20 more, or you lose the 45. So he doesn't seem happy, and he does end up putting 20 more. So it doesn't look that strong. It seems kind of maybe a hand that would have folded if he knew it was 65. But anyways, he does call, and so does under the gun 2. So 3 ways in this 3-bet pot. Flop looks pretty safe. 7-3 jacks. So I think my queens are good here, unless someone flopped a set, since I don't think anybody should have 2 pairs and no over pairs either. Since I think mostly if under the gun had aces or kings, he'd be 4-betting me pre-flop. So I think I'm good here. But under the gun now leads out for $205. Folds to us, and definitely looks pretty strong betting that big. But I don't know, this is 1-3, and maybe he's going crazy with a flush draw or overvaluing his jack. I do think sometimes it could be a set as well, since it is a flush draw on the board and they don't want to give a free turn. But altogether, I just don't think I could fold my queens, and I just have 233 behind, so might as well just go all in. That's what I do. He calls. Let's see the run out. Before the turn comes out, he flips over ace jack, so definitely best case scenario, we are ahead. We just need to fade an ace or a jack, and good thing he didn't have a flush draw, since the turn is a 10 of diamonds and the river is a 3. So our queens hold. This pot is coming our way. Definitely a very nice start in the 1-3 streets. Let's see if we can keep it going with ace queen off in the cutoff. Low jack limp, so I make it $15, and I get the small blind, big blind, and low jack to call. So 4 ways to a flop. Flop is pretty good. 6 ace 10, so top pair, queen kicker. Now the big blind decides to lead out for $20. folds to us, and yeah, that's too small. And he has a pretty short stack. I wasn't sure how much since he had a lot of white chips, but I decided to make it 3x. I make it $60, folds to him, and he goes all in. That is actually 6 more, 66. So I call. Let's hit a run up. Turn is a 10. River is a jack. It's not the best. He shows one ace. That doesn't mean we're good, since this guy, for some reason, loves to slow roll. It doesn't seem like he has bad intentions. This is an older guy, and he is this time indeed, since his second card is a 10. So he flopped 2 pair, turned a full house, and that is good enough. He takes it down. And that is last hand of 1-3. Since we hear the good news that they're opening a second table of 2-5, that's a must move. So up $221. That's pretty good, playing 1-3 the time we've been in. Let's rack up, head over there. We add on to be at $1,000, and let's play. Sadly, the beginning of 2-5 is not too exciting since we go card debt for over an hour, but that does not stop us from making money, since we get called back to back for promotions, each of them worth $100. So even though we barely play any hands, we are up $200 in promotions. That's always very nice. We finally get a hand. Well, not exactly Queen 5 suited, but we're in the button. Folds to us, and maybe this is a little too wide, but let's do it. I make it $15 and just a small blind calls. Flop is Ace Jack 7, so backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw on a board that's good for us, even though we are pretty wide in the button, but maybe they don't know we're this wide. When he checks, I make it $10, and he does call. Turn is a 10, so we do get more equity since now we have a gut shot. He checks, and let's keep it going. I think I bet so small on the flop that he'll be calling with all of his jack, 7s, and pocket pairs. So I don't think any ace is going to fold. But all of those hands I do think will stop folding if I bet this turn. So I make it $35. And that is not the case since he snap calls. So not loving it until the river is a king. So we get super lucky. Runner, straight. He checks. I decided to go really big here because in the moment it just felt like he wasn't believing me the way he was calling. It just felt like he thought I was bluffing, that he was right until now. So let's go big. I make it $125, but he just snap folds. So not sure what he had there. A lot of times when people just snap call in spots, they have a draw themselves. So would make sense since he didn't even think about calling on the river. But anyways, we take it down. For next one, we look down at actual decent hands. 7-8 suited in the cutoff. The low jack makes it 20, folds to us, and we've been barely playing any hands, so I feel like we look pretty tight, and I do like 3-betting sometimes with this hand, so let's do it now. I make it 60, folds back to him. He calls, flop comes ace high, he checks. We put out a c-bet as we usually do on a board like this when we 3-bet pre-flops. We make it $40, and he folds. So definitely a pretty good outcome, $60 coming our way. And we hear some great news once again. Call me Promo Babo because we win another one when we hear our name. And this one's $200. And yeah, it's pretty crazy. If you follow me on my social media, I share it. I've been going super lucky with promotions. These last 4 months have been pretty crazy. And this one's $200. So we are now up $400 just in promotions. Let's see if we can get this good luck going with pocket 5s in the cutoff. Under and 2 makes it $25. Low jack calls. Let's set mine. I call. Everybody else folds. So 3 ways to a flop. And damn, if we do get lucky, we don't just flop a set. We flop a full house on 959. The news get better since under than 2 does bet. He makes it $65. Folds to us and definitely a decent size bet. 3 ways on a paired board. And I was considering raising, but I just felt like maybe he has some bluffs in his range or over pairs that if I raise, it just looks so strong. And I'm definitely all the bluffs are going to fold, and maybe even pocket pairs will start get worried and fold as well. So in position, I just call. Turn is a king, and now he doesn't slow down. He bets $125. So still happy with my full house, but I'm getting a little worried since now we are losing against pocket kings and king 9. And this size does look very strong. He bet big on the flop and I called. So I got plenty of 9s playing this way myself. So betting that size, or maybe he has a bluff, I'd just be very surprised. I don't know if he's betting for value with a king. Altogether, I'm not folding, so I do call. River is a jack. Once again, not the best. Now there's more combos of hands that are beating us. Jack 9. I don't think he ever has pocket jacks played this way, and he doesn't slow down. He bets $250. And never considering folding here, but I did go into the tank, deciding if I should ever jam, since I have 500 behind. And I thought about this for a while, and at the end, I just felt like I wasn't sure if anything worse was going to call if I jammed, since it just looks super strong. Seems like I have a full house myself. Maybe ace 9 would call, but I don't even know if that will, because again, I don't have any bluffs here. It just seems like I have a full house myself, since I'm not jamming with ace 9, since king 9 or jack 9 is beating us. So altogether, in a spot that I just felt like if I jam, I'm only going to get called by better. I just put in the call. And he says we're good and flips over pocket deuces. So damn, I gotta give him some credit. That was a hell of a bluff. He just picked a really bad time to bluff when I flopped a full house, but he would have got me to fold almost all of my hands in that spot. Luckily, we just had a full house when we tried to go for it, and we take it down. After this hand, someone leaves in the main game, so we rack up, head over there, and get a very nice welcome in the button with ace-king suited. Hijack makes it $20, cutoff calls, so I 3-bet to 80, and only the hijack calls, so heads up to a flop. Flop is 10-4 king, so pretty good. Top pair, top kicker, so when he checks, let's get some value. I make it $50, and he calls. Turn is an 8. That shouldn't change too much. I don't think he's calling my 3-bet pre-flop with king 8 or 10-8 too often, so let's keep on betting. Let's try to get value from worse top pairs or straight draws. I make it $200, but it is not the case since this time he does fold, and we take it down. And this is insane, but once again, they call our name for the promotion. $100. We won 4 times. That is absolutely crazy. This promotion, you are more likely to win the more often you play, but there's definitely other players that play a good amount more than me. So usually I win once. So 4 times is crazy. So now we are up $500 in promotions. Let's go. And this brings us to the last hand of the session. We're in a big blind with ace queen off. Under the gun makes it $40. That's a huge size. 8x folds to us. And this player, he is crazy tilted. He is just banging his chips, knocking them down, and he's doing the weirdest thing ever. When he wins a pot, he's grabbing all of his $1 chips and throwing them in the trash. So yeah, this guy is super out of it. And when it falls to us, yeah, just with ace queen off, such a big size, I'm just calling. So that's what I do. Let's see a flop. Flop's not the best. Jack, jack, 8. But when we check, he checks back. Turn is a 7. And I think my ace queen may be good here to showdown. I don't think I need the bluff. So I check. And now he does bet. He makes it $25. And I mean, maybe now he's deciding to go to value with a 8 or was being safe with overpairs. But altogether, I don't think he has a straight. And small size, pretty crazy guy. I'm not folding, I call. River is definitely not the best. It's a 9 of hearts, so any 10 is a straight, and it does bring in a flush. But when I check, he checks back, and our ace queen is good. So we take down the last pot of the session. Let's rack up, cash out, and see how we did. All right, what a fun session. It's crazy how poker can just be crazy different experiences. Last week and these last few days, Monday and Tuesday, since today's Wednesday, have just been super rough. I broke even last week, and these last 2 days I was down. Yeah, not fun poker. And then today was just, having fun, just hitting promotions back to back to back. No hard spot, just always having the best hand. Most of the time. I think there was a few small ones, but altogether super easy, just enjoyable session that it was. And yeah, let's do numbers. So promotions, we $500, amazing. And we hadn't won any promotions this month, so that kind of brings us about the average that usually I expect to win a month, plus that with the 400 that I make every month is for doing the hours. So 500 promotions, and playing poker I made $780 for a total of $1,280. That feels amazing, especially after last week and the last few days that were pretty rough. Just booking a over 1K profit feels really good, and especially because we hired a nanny today. So if I'm paying someone and losing, that's a little extra painful maybe, but that's gonna happen anyway, since most days that I'm gonna be playing for the near future, I will have a nanny most of the time. And if not, I'll probably have late night sessions like yesterday. I played 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. So yeah, with nanny, we'll have this time till midnight most of the time. And if not, I'll be playing pretty late. And yeah, that is about it. Thank you so much for watching. It's always fun to book wins for the vlog. Make sure, if you haven't, to subscribe, like the video, and comment. Always happy to talk about the hands. If you don't follow me, check me out on Instagram. Over there, I kind of post day to day. So every session I play over here, I share it over there. So if you're more curious, see what's going on, and just be more up to date, since you'll see what I do today. And yeah, that is about it. If I didn't say, I said comment, I said all of them. So yeah, that's it. See you guys next week.